Moses joined me on the desk for a first look at sports. And of course, rodeo fans in the area were definitely in for a treat. Some of the top pro bull riders were here in the Midwest on back-to-back nights.
You know, first of all, the PBR stopped in Marwayne, making a nice little tour on Friday. Then Saturday, Vermilion was the host of the 9th annual Canadian Pro Rodeo bull riding event. But we'll start off with Marwayne Arena. It was jam-packed for the third installment of the PBR Tour Stop. The top 10 riders qualified for the show go, including the youngest man in the competition, 18-year-old Shane Marks. Now, he topped the long go program with 85.5 on bull Minion Stewart. It proved to be too much, but the good news is that everyone was bucked off, meaning the young gun captures the title in Marwayne.
There's no better feeling. I've been working really hard, getting on lots of practice bulls this winter, and it's paying off. I was just hoping to make it into short goes and stuff. Of course you want to accept excess and win it and everything, but I'd be happy just making a short go.
Meanwhile, Lakeland College Riding Arena was the venue for the Canadian Pro Rodeo circuit. 8 qualified for the short go, including Buck Lake, Alberta's Ty Patton. He had the ride of the night, sitting in a tie for 3rd place, riding one of the bulls from the Calgary Stampede, Men in Black. Now, Patton hangs on for a score of 89 and a 2-round total of 174 to take the overall lead, beating the likes of Tyler Pankowitz and Chad Bestplug to take the title.
It's a bull that I've had before, and by the stats of kind of the bulls in Canada, he's one of the tougher ones, especially for a right-hander, and he'd dealt with me pretty easily as he pleased before, so I kind of knew his track record and went at him a little harder, and he was just away from my hand, and I just kept trying to keep up in a sense, and it worked out, you know, but the buzzer couldn't come soon enough.
Some big news out of the North Saskatchewan River Baseball League's annual general meeting last night. Now, 2 Lloydminster teams are taking a leave of absence for the upcoming season. The Midgets and the Juniors will sit out this season, but even making more noise is the announcement of the defending 5-time NSRBL champions Lloydminster Twins possibly not being in the league for this season as well. League Commissioner Kevin Collier talks about the decision.
You can look right around the league, whether it's in Wilkie or the Twins or Meadow Lake, or they're getting older. There's a number of our communities, maybe not so much in Lloyd, minor ball systems are starting to dwindle, and you know, if you don't have a midget team, you don't have those 2 or 3 ball players that come up each and every year to replace guys that are getting older.
For now, Lloydminster will drop 2 teams, but the NSRBL has announced a pair of new ones. Macklin will enter the league for the first time, while the Edam Blue Sox will return after a 3-year hiatus.
Pretty solid midget ball team last year, and they've got a few of the guys that were involved in the league. And probably going back, I'm going to say 2 or 3 years ago that they were in the league, and so that they've come back and look to play in the league as well.
The league will begin before May long weekend. The season wraps up on July the 9th. Playoffs begin on the 14th, and the full 14-game schedule will come out once the league can confirm the Twins' status for the upcoming season. Now we'll move on to hockey. The Bandits held their annual year-end banquet on Saturday to celebrate a successful season and hand out some hardware. Jordan Schneider was one of the big winners on the night as he took home the Coach's Award and Most Improved Player, much to the delight of his teammates. 2-time Junior B Defenseman of the Year, Mike McKay, was named the Bandits' best defenseman and top player performer, while Captain Chris Romanchuk was the team MVP and top scorer. The Junior B club also said goodbye to 3 departing 21-year-olds, McKay, Romanchuk, and goalie Easton Alborowski.
It was the time of my life. You got back to enjoying hockey. It wasn't a job anymore. It wasn't anything like that, you know. You got to go see an awesome group of guys twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever it was, right? And spend lots of time with them, make new friends, everything, and we bonded very well this year. So it's hard.
Sad, first off. I just had so much fun over the past 4 years that I wish it wouldn't end, but it was a great group of guys to finish it out with, and I couldn't be happier.
Every year you replace the leaders, and it gives other young guys opportunities to be the leading scorers and to be the leadership in the dressing rooms on the ice, and there's quality guys in this room, and they'll step up next year.
2013 was a season the Vandals would like to forget. After winning the national championship the year before, Lloydminster saw a big drop in numbers and lost all but 1 game. Well, the 2014 Alberta Football League season is still 2 months away, but the team is already in mid-season form.
Hey.
The Green and Black have been practicing indoors since January, but this weekend they decided to take it outdoors. The team has had an influx of young local players this offseason, and President Glenn Dembicki is happy with how the Vandals rebuild is progressing.
Last year was year one. We're working on year two, and you know the arrow's pointing up. Definitely, I see it. A lot of signs of it. Just with the enthusiasm, we got a lot of young talent coming out.
I mean, for me personally, it's just, especially being a new guy, it's just go as hard as you can. Like, it doesn't matter what happened last year. This year's a whole new year, whole new game. I'm going to bring it as best as I can.
A lot of the skill players have been meeting a few times a week for months to build the chemistry, and it looks like the Vandals will be an offensive force this summer.
A little more solid, which will give our QB time to throw the ball, and with all these receivers coming out, you know, for weeks here, catching balls over and over and over, that should be our strength.
The AFL season kicks off on June 7th. The Fort Mac Oil Barons were looking to book their ticket to the AJHL final as they hosted the Spruce Grove Saints in Game 6 of the North Division final. Already 1-0 Spruce Grove in the first. Saints pouring on the pressure. Tanner Gillette under siege. Can't stop them all. Eventually Nathan Smith scores 2-0. Now we'll move midway through the second. Cameron Hughes throws a pass out in front and hits a skate of Parker McKay and goes in. His second 3-zip for the Grove. Now dying seconds of the period, Saints power play.
Fumbles with it, got it back. Skates high, slot fed across ice. Sam Rudy, one time where he scores. This is so over. 5 seconds to go in the second, and the Saints are up 4-zip.
Tyler King, the voice of the Barons, showing his displeasure. Indeed, at that point, it was over. Each team would add a goal in the third. Saints stay alive. 5-1 the final. Game 7 is Tuesday back in Spruce Grove.